neighborhoods and then kind of bring the borough all together.
Yeah, Jim was here recently caught up with the man behind Brooklyn United Ties and has a story in this week's I Am Brooklyn.
Yeah, that's right, Corey. For Aki Ashe, it all started when his dry cleaner turned one of his old button-down shirts into a tie. The tie started so many conversations that Ashe decided to try telling different stories through his neckwear. We recently caught up with the man behind Brooklyn United Ties for this week's I Am Brooklyn.
I was always a tie guy. I always wore like a lot of suits and ties to work.
Aki Ashe moved to Brooklyn from upstate New York several years ago. Once he got here, he couldn't believe the diversity he found traveling from one Brooklyn neighborhood to the next.
I was inspired by so many cultures. You walk every 10 to 20 blocks, cultures change, the neighborhood name changes.
Determined to tell the unique story of each neighborhood, the fashion designer decided to try and capture the essence of each in a tie.
I try to tell stories through my ties.
Today, his company, Brooklyn United Ties, has neckwear for 7 Brooklyn neighborhoods, including Bed-Stuy, downtown Brooklyn, and Coney Island.
The tie I have right now is actually a Park Slope tie. It's inspired by Mayor Bill de Blasio, and I chose the color blue because it represents NYPD. I put birds on it because it represents peace. And the red and yellow bird represent conflict, that you need a little conflict to have peace sometimes, unfortunately.
Ashe considered having the ties made overseas because of the cost, but when he found a manufacturer in Dumbo, he knew he wanted his Brooklyn United Ties made in the borough.
I like to keep it in Brooklyn because it keeps the jobs here in Brooklyn instead of outsourcing it.
Now he tries to get the fabric for each tie from the neighborhood it represents, and once he has a tie for every neighborhood, he says he has his sights set on the entire borough.
I want to get one tie to represent all of Brooklyn, too. My name is Aki Ashe, and I am Brooklyn.
And Ashe says his next step is trying to partner with the Brooklyn Public Library for a tie lending program where people who need a tie for a job interview would be able to check out a tie the same way they check out a book. For more information on Ashe and Brooklyn United Ties, head over to our Facebook page. Just search for I Am Brooklyn. Reporting from the Hyundai PIX 11 studio at Barclays Center, I'm Joe Messeri.
I like that one.
Great
Thanks,
idea.
Joe. Very
Check
cool.
out a tie like a book. I've never heard of that before.
That's smart, though. It makes a lot
Brilliant.
of sense.
Absolutely.
Okay. I always like those stories.
Hey, G, I like your tie. Can I borrow that for tomorrow? No.
Mr. G, we're a team.
I'm sorry, Tamsin. I love when she mediates.